There's no evidence. There's no evidence. There's no evidence of vote fraud. And anybody that claims there is and that they saw it is a liar, is a damn liar. Yeah, that's what the Democrats and their media allies, especially CNN, by the way, are reduced to. Their big thing is that there's no evidence. There's plenty of evidence. There's almost 1,000 witnesses sworn. They swore out affidavits. That's taking an oath to it. Not only that, as far as more evidence, hey, they wanted to audit the request for the mail-in ballot, for example, in Wisconsin, to match the signatures. No, you can't do that. No, there's no vote fraud, so you can't check to see if there was vote fraud. That's what they're reduced to. Now, a perfect example of, and it was a beautiful example, actually, of how desperate the Democrats are in their demonization of anybody that testifies, eyewitnesses that were there to testify to vote fraud, was yesterday in Michigan when a real demagogue by the name of, she's a Democrat state representative, you're going to see her in a second, Cynthia Johnson, she just basically, all the testimony given by the witnesses, she just wrote it off as saying that they're just a bunch of liars. You're a liar, they're not sworn under oath. So what I want you to do, and by the way, I also have the full her full testimony from a poll observer, a poll challenger that was there by the name of Hima Kolanagireddy. And now watch how this is after her testimony. Watch how Cynthia Johnson calls her a liar, and a beautiful slam dunk response by Miss Kolanagireddy. So let's take a look.
Do you have a point of order?
Yes.
What is your point of order?
Point of order is to have them under oath.
You're out of order. As I've said, this is something that is not done here in this state. It's really only...
it may not be done under the state, but you're allowing people to come in here and lie, and I know they're lying.
Representative, you're out of order. I've indulged you, but you're out of order, and we're going to move on.
On behalf of my witnesses, I would like to point out that every single witness we've presented here has sworn an affidavit as to all of these facts.
And so...
Representative, please, I gave you some room there, but we're going to move on. We're going to go
May
now.
I say something, please?
Sure.
If that is what you want me to do, I would do it. And I will still repeat the exact same thing I watched. And you know what? I also want to say one thing. If it is a lie, it may change because a liar has to have a lot of memory power. If it is truth, you can ask me in the middle of the night, it'll still be the same.
Slam dunk. And she's absolutely right. When you're telling the truth, you don't have to remember what you're supposed to lie about. Like, that's the Hillary Clinton approach. Usually they say, my recollection is that. That gives you an out if they catch you, with improper testimony. And as Rudy Giuliani pointed out, that woman, Hima Kolanagireddy, swore out an affidavit, as did the other witnesses. Now, it's not just and yesterday also, just to show you how obscene the media has been in this coverage. Like, their big thing is, there's no fraud. So, President Trump gives a speech, detailing the fraud, the election fraud. It's so obvious, this election fraud. They say, we're sorry, we can't show you the president's speech because he's not speaking the truth. Well, where is it up to you to make this decision, CNN? This is news. You might not like what the president's saying. He could be lying. So why not just show it? But no, now it's like they're deciding what's good for you to know. Just like we're seeing this in social media in general with Twitter. With their suppression of the Hunter Biden briefcase laptop story. Sorry, but this is what we're in now. This situation. It's like they just keep screaming that there's absolutely no evidence of fraud, none whatsoever. Yeah. Trucks pull up in the middle of the night in Philadelphia, for example. This is one example. In the middle of the night, in the early a.m. morning hours, with no poll observers there, and without telling, and then they start counting those ballots. Lots of great transparency. No evidence of fraud. And by the way, if you suspect that there's fraud, how dare you check to see if there's fraud? It's like a two-way thing. They're claiming there's no evidence of fraud, and shame on you for even investigating where there's fraud. It's a done deal. The election's over. We declared Biden the winner. So that's where we're at. And like I say again, please, you could see the detailed testimony given by Hima Kolanagireddy. I have it at the link below. It's like about 45 minutes or so, and it goes into a lot of detail. So, that State Representative Johnson, the Democrat, the demagogue Democrat, I call her, instead of asking her, anything about, what she saw or anything, it's all, hey, you're all a bunch of liars. But guess what? She should get a job at CNN or anywhere in social media, because they all have the same attitude, that there's no voter fraud, and how dare you testify that there is voter fraud, because that makes you a liar, because we say so. And by the way, you're not even allowed to check for voter fraud, because there was none. So how dare you check for it? Well, that's where we're at. I'm as far as CNN, one good thing this week is that the Project Veritas really exposing CNN. I think James O'Keefe got Jeffrey Zucker's you-know-what in his palm of his hand. So anyway, I'll see you guys later. And don't forget, robust safeguards help ensure the integrity of elections and results.